And we're live. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to give it to you, Bridget, to tell us what we're going to speak about today.
So today we're talking about the traits of emotional fitness. And I think just like our bodies need to be fit, it's kind of the same. So these are the traits of emotional fitness because the emotions are what drives us. So if we haven't got the emotions intact, it can be a little bit challenging.
Very challenging.
So the first one is about self-awareness. So when we know, and it sounds so flippin' easy, but when we know what triggers us, it's so much easier to manage the emotion than if we are, when it's a traffic, we always use that as an example, but like if it's a traffic situation, is it really because the guy went in front of you or not? So that's very important, the self-awareness to find out what triggers you.
And I think it's very important, not only on yourself, but also even when you're trying to build your brand. If you know what triggers your clients, you know how to come with the message. So eventually that's why we always need to be connected to yourself, because that's how you can actually know what the trigger is. And then you can actually get okay, am I actually getting angry or upset because of the situation, or because it sits on something else? And that's how you know how to deal. And that's how I think you can also improve the reaction to the situation.
Exactly, because some people don't deserve to be treated badly just because you're having a bit of a triggery bad day. Exactly. The next one is empathy, and to be empathetic is about being able to understand other people. So it's not, to me, it's not a feeling of needing to save and rescue, because for me that's implying that you're not okay, as in you're not going to be okay, so I need to come and save you. For me, my understanding of empathy is more around understanding and not making you feel like whatever's happening, you are strange or odd, or rather understanding.
I think it's more basically you're saying to see that person in front of you and
Mm.
show some empathy, about the situation, not to judge and react just because of how we feel, to
Yep.
stop for a second and then to recalculate, I'll say it, how we are responding to situations, if I understood you.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. The next one is mindfulness. This one is so hard. It's so hard. I mean, if anyone has managed to get to a point where they're completely present all the time and they're never thinking about the past or the future and they're just in the moment, please tell me. And if you're,
That's
maybe,
hard.
I don't know. I just don't know how people do that. It's really difficult, and I think with the mindfulness, it's about being being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So when you're going through stuff emotionally, and I don't know about you, I know I find it very hard, but to literally sit in it. So not distract yourself, not go and do things, but actually to sit in it. Does that
Yeah.
resonate with
Yeah, and I think it is hard, even that I tell myself, live life to the fullest and everything. It's not always so easy because we're still, thinking about something from the past, and then a reminder, and then it takes it to do. And if I'll go to the previous point you said, it will take you to the part, are you self-aware for certain things? So everything is coming up. So I'm not sure how you can actually be 100% with a mindfulness too. So I would love to hear from the person that actually do it.
you?
And if you do it, is it all day, or is it just when you do meditation? So I would love to know that part, because I think it's very tough. And I would love to hear from you guys also what you think about the topic. How do you deal with that emotional part, and what helps you in the situation? How you basically, and if you agree or not with what we're saying. So we would love to hear.
And one of the most important, I believe, of everything is curiosity. For me, curiosity replaces judgment. No matter what the situation, it's very easy to judge or to assume, whereas with curiosity, it eliminates that.
Hmm. It's a nice word to say, like a type of instead of using that word, but I agree. Look, curiosity is showing that it's also showing to the other person you're interested. interested in what they want to say and what they want to do. And like you're saying that you don't judge, you don't just make a decision or an assumption. You're being curious and you're asking, you're trying to get to know.
Exactly. And this is something that I know that I'm committed to, and I know that you are committed to, and I know we all need to be committed. And other days I'm not as good. And some days, I'll be very honest, resilience.
Yeah. Super agree. That's why I don't like the word failure. I took it from my vocabulary. I call it key learnings, like something that you learn, you just jump. It's just a bump on the road. And I think that what helps me to be more resilient in like all the situations, because we both know like how many times I wanted to give up on my business. Like, tell me if you didn't. So I think that what helps, if you understand that everything is part of a lesson and you need to do that lesson, and that's how you move, and that's what helps me to be more resilient in everything.
But it's also the way in which you frame it, because you frame it as a redirection, and I love that.
Direction.
Exactly. And
that's definitely a role in sports.
Think that is so powerful, because then it empowers you to go, oh, okay, I mustn't go left, I must go right. Oh, there's a dead end. Okay, maybe I must just wait here for a little bit, or whatever the case. Yeah. And finally,
I would love to hear if you guys, if you think you are resilient or not.
And if you've got all of these, this is incredible, really, really good. And this one is very important, and I do believe this is quite challenging for a lot of people, is communication. And I think the key with communication is the way something is communicated. I know that's how I feel. The way somebody says something to me means everything. It's not even so much what it is they're saying, because certain times certain things need to be said which are not easy and they're not comfortable. However, the way in which it's said is very important. So communication, if you can, very important.
I think communication is key in everything, but also if I'll take the different things, you mentioned, it goes back again to to be self-aware and understand how you communicate with other people as well. And if you know what triggers them on the emotional side, you know how to communicate better and not to touch sensitive spots with them. And I think that's why all of them are actually very linked. And that would be great if you can actually repeat them again for those of you who just joined us. Or I know some of you probably will hear it in the podcast as well. But I think it's such an important topic. And I don't think a lot of people speak about the emotional part of things.
So the first one is self-awareness. The second one is to be empathetic. The third one is mindfulness. The fourth one is curiosity. The fifth one is resilience. And finally, communication. So for anybody who's going through anything at the moment and they are feeling emotionally overwhelmed, maybe this might help. Well, I hope it does.
And we would love to hear from you in the comments, like, to which one you resonate more. Okay. What do you think? Like, how's your communication? Are you self-aware? Are you resilient? Are you a curious person, or are you judging? Like, how do you deal with things? We would love to hear in the comments and to hear what are your takeaways. And I love this topic. I think it's super, super important. And we always laugh that, to be self-aware, it's also very, very, very hard.
It is.
It's a never-ending project.
And we will be back tomorrow.
Yes. See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.